Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Awaken. Welcome if you're new. My name's Emma and I make videos on intentional living, minimalism and life organisation and planning. Welcome to my new life goal series. In my last video in this series we looked at what life goals are, how you can choose them and put them into action. In this video I'll be using my annual goal action plans to help me decide on monthly goals for January. If, like me, you've never done any goal setting before and feel like you've just been living life on autopilot and want a bit of direction, you may find this video helpful. So hello January and the start of a whole new year, 2022, or second half of January I should say. Yes, I'm probably a bit behind the New Year's resolution and goal setting content creators out there, but you know what, that's absolutely fine because fresh starts and new goals aren't just for January, not even for the start of any month or week. I've always been the type of person who says I'll start on the first of the month, but what my journey will prove is that you can set new goals at any time in life. I'm about to set some right now, halfway through a month at 10 o'clock at night. In my last video I talked about baby steps, small consistent actions being an effective strategy towards achieving bigger goals, and I wrote down an action plan for achieving each of my annual goals, including specific action steps I could take. So now these steps can become my smaller monthly goals, which at the end of every month can be reset and reviewed again. I've never intentionally sat down and put time aside to consider what I really wanted from life. Never set official goals to get there or put pen to paper regarding any of these things. So all of this is new to me too. I suspect though that there are a few people out there who, like me, have at the beginning of any new year or month or week said, right, I want to lose X amount of weight, I want to eat no more than 500 calories a day, I want to meditate for half an hour every day, I want to pay off all my debts in X amount of time, try to do everything all at once, and then after failing on maybe one or a couple of those things, thought, do you know what, forget it, I give up on everything. So it was like an all or nothing mindset. This is literally me. What I don't want to do is set myself too many goals or unrealistic ones, because then when I fail in achieving any of them, I just feel really deflated and unmotivated and I just don't want to do anything. So what do I want to achieve realistically though in January while still pushing myself out of my comfort zone? You'll know if you've watched my last video that I have 6 main annual goals across 6 different areas of my life, which after deciding on how I want my life to look, require focus and attention most. Health, well-being, relationships, personal growth, social and financial. So this month I want to make sure I set goals in each of these areas to give myself the best possible start to the new year. In health, my goal this year is to reduce my weight and fat percentage to achieve a healthy BMI so that I have less weight to carry around and more energy to do more than just the basic essential tasks every day. Like enjoy a day out at the trampoline park with the kids, actually participating instead of just spectating. And I want to be able to do basic things like walk up the stairs without getting out of breath. BMI, body mass index, uses your height and weight to work out if you're a healthy weight, underweight or overweight. Your BMI result alone is not a perfect measure of your overall health. You can't tell if you're carrying too much fat or if you've got a lot of excess muscle. So there are other factors that need to be considered. You can find out more on the NHS website and use the free BMI calculator on there. So that I could measure these other factors, I bought these scales a couple of years ago. The link to this FeelFit app, you fill out your personal information, jump on the scales and then it gives you all of your health information in one place. So I'm 12 stone 4 pounds with 35.6% body fat and a BMI of 29.8. The NHS website tells me that a BMI of 30 or above is obese. So I'm almost there already and need to get it down to about 24 if I want to move within the healthy range. I used a BMI chart online to calculate how many pounds I need to lose to achieve this BMI and it was 42. Healthline.com, amongst other websites, tells me that an acceptable body fat percentage is between 21 and 32% for someone my age, and that anything above 32% is obese. So I'm already there. I need to get it to around 30%, which is how I calculated I need to lose 6% in body fat. So I didn't just guess on the number of pounds and fat percentage I need to lose when setting my annual goal. I actually did my homework first. I've been way up in the obese range before and I know how easy it is to get there and how hard it is to get away from it. I also know how it feels physically and mentally and how it affects your relationships as well. I don't want to go back. My weight's been up and down now since I was about 13, quite drastically. I'm at the stage now where I just want to lose weight at a sensible rate and maintain it, and try and get away from all the yo-yo and extreme dieting. I used to be obsessed by a number, and whilst I do have a target weight, the reason for this is to improve my overall health, not because I think a size 10 is the only way I can look nice. I am comfortable with my size 14 frame, just not with the way that I feel. I want more energy. I'm only 33, and I'd say in easily over a year, I've made no attempts to recognise where I am health-wise or to make any improvements to my health. So it's no wonder that I feel really sluggish and tired, and the bad habits that got me to being obese quite quickly before are starting to creep back in. This is why health is my priority. I've been on quite a few weight loss journeys before, so I know that one of the simplest yet not easiest ways to lose weight is to reduce your calorie intake, which is why it's listed here as an action step, and it's where I'm going to start. I've used an app called MyFitnessPal, which you update with your numbers. So starting weight, what your goal weight is, your goal weight loss each week, and activity level. And it tells you the maximum number of calories you need to eat in a day to achieve your goal. For me, this is 1,338. You can then enter each item that you eat or drink, and it lets you know what calories, fat, protein, etc. you're taking in. It keeps account for you. For the rest of this month, calories are all I'm going to focus on, not the fat content or protein of each item, just the calories, which is going to be a big enough challenge for me as it is. Over time, I'll work on those other things and the app will help me, but I just don't want to overwhelm myself now, and I want to keep things really simple. My target for January, or what's left of it, is simply to eat no more than 1,338 calories per day. Alongside this, I do want to increase my activity level. I have a dog who needs walking every day, so let's walk him consistently every morning when I wake up for 15 minutes. This is realistic even if I just get up slightly earlier. I do walk my dog a few times a week, but I really want to commit to this. Not just for me, but because it's good for Benny and it's good for me girls too, who'll probably want to come along. I'm not going to put any excess pressure on myself to lose X amount of weight by the end of the month. Any weight loss will be good. I'll weigh myself weekly and track on this weight tracker from my journal. I'll put my first entry in now. For well-being, my annual goal is to improve my mental focus and strength and come off antidepressant medication. Looking at these action steps I've listed, I'd like to start with practicing gratitude. I've done this on and off on scraps of paper or just in my head. Never consistently, yet the benefits were almost immediate. You sleep better, feel better, and just feel generally more positive about your past, your present and your future. So doing this daily will contribute to my wellbeing goal. So each night I'll find a few minutes to sit and think about something I'm truly grateful for that day and write it down on this page from my journal so that I can reflect on these things daily too and reinforce the positive emotions that come with being grateful. My relationship goal is to give back to those people who've listened, loved and supported me through a couple of really difficult years, or throughout my life in general, by giving them one-to-one quality time. I did spend time with my family and boyfriends over Christmas, but I didn't get to see my two best friends. My goal is to see each of them during January. Hayley came over for dinner last week and to celebrate my birthday, which is tomorrow. We met up in Liverpool today. She treated me with gorgeous birthday gifts and to lunch at a Vietnamese restaurant called Pho, which was so nice, by the way. So as well as these couple of visits, we've been keeping in touch on message, voice note and phone calls, which I've absolutely loved. I'll probably make a drive over to Manchester to visit my other best friend who's recently moved there after living just round the corner from me for a few years. Sadly, she's had COVID, so it hasn't been able to happen any sooner, and I've had quite a bad cold myself. But as soon as we're both well, I'll be there. Now, I'm not going to track me one-to-one time with those closest to me in a tracker because the way things are going, I'm going to lose track of me trackers and then have to have a tracker for me trackers. I'll just be able to track my progress by looking over my monthly and weekly planners. Have you ever thought or said out loud, I haven't seen such a person for a couple of months, and then you realise it's actually been a couple of years? Don't want that anymore. Another goal I have in this area for January is to make sure that those close to me feel valued. So by not missing any key events like the birthdays, or anniversaries or kids' birthdays, and equally actually having the time and money to be able to enjoy these special times with them. I want to have these things detailed in my future and monthly logs in my journal. I haven't got around to this yet, but by the end of the month I want all of these important dates noted. My annual growth goal is to develop my skills and knowledge in the 6 key areas of focus in my life. It's taken me a year to start this YouTube channel after all sorts of overthinking, worrying and debating and allowing fear to get the better of me. But I've also spent this time learning some key skills in writing, editing, and I've learned a lot about myself and others in reading or researching content. I found a hobby for the first time in my adult life, so I want to keep things going while I'm on a bit of a roll. I signed up to a site called Skillshare, which is an online learning platform with thousands of creative courses and classes taught by experts to help you learn new skills. No, they're not a sponsor. I haven't quite made it there yet, but maybe one day. I've learned a lot from courses on script writing and editing, and whilst I've got a long way to go before I can call myself a professional, I want to be able to share my experiences with you in an interesting and intriguing way and not bore you too much. So I'm setting the goal of completing at least 2 courses, normally lasting no more than a couple of hours a week, in storytelling by the end of January. Again, guess what? I've made a tracker for courses attended so I can more easily identify gaps in my learning and also for that sense of achievement. My social goal for 2022 is to build a community of people who want more from life than just living on autopilot. People with whom I can share my past experiences, both good and bad, who can relate in some ways or learn from mine, so we can educate, inspire and support each other to get the most that we possibly can out of this one precious life that we have. I believe that YouTube is the perfect platform for me to do this through. Within my first 6 weeks of publishing content, I've gained 325 subscribers. So to me, people out there who've been able to learn or relate to my past experiences and what I have to say. So achieving my goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2022 seems realistic, but only through hard work and consistency. My goal for what's left of January is to publish 3 videos a week to really put myself out there. This is due to the content I'll be creating on planning, cash stuffing and intentional living, which will also feed into probably all of my other goals in one way or another. My YouTube stats sheet will help me keep an eye on my number of posts as well as other things, but I also want to set myself the goal of creating a content calendar to have decided on days for researching, writing, filming, editing and uploading videos. Because at the moment I'm just using any spare minutes I have, which means I'm not relaxing and will therefore affect my wellbeing goals, which contradicts the most simple and intentional life I want to live. It's all just new and exciting at the minute. I just need to control myself a little bit though. To kickstart my financial goal of 2022 of building an emergency fund of at least £1,000, I need to clear my shed of items I've been decluttering from my home in December. It's just full of all sorts of things I'll never use, meaning I'm going to find it impossible to access the things I do use. I'll sell on Facebook, Gumtree and even car boot sales if I can brave the cold weather. I've just sold a coat on Vinted for £20 and saved £20 on my groceries last week, so I'm well on the way to achieving my goal of raising at least £200 to boost my emergency fund by the end of January. My weekly cash stuffing and spending and sinking fund reviews will help me keep on track, as well as this savings tracker, which I've already been updating with a cross every time I've stuffed £50. So as you can see, I have £150 in my emergency fund so far. Now I have my January goals listed here and a checklist. I'll mark them off as completed when I can at the end of the month. I'll have an overview of what I've managed to achieve, or can either cancel them or migrate them to the next month. Some months I'll have more goals, some months I'll have less. I'll keep you updated on my journey of reviewing, reflecting and planning my monthly goals in a monthly video, so you can understand the full process and hopefully help keep me on track to achieving my bigger annual goals. Following me on my journey might also inspire you to set to work on achieving your own goals too. Here's to making our goals a reality this month. I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Let me know by giving me a like or by sharing your thoughts in the comments. Hit the bell and subscribe button for more content like this and on planning and intentional living. Thanks for watching guys, bye for now.